that I haven't seen for 3 weeks. So I know that once life goes back to normal and, we are all healthy and, it's just going to be, it's going to be crazy again because we all want to get out and do stuff. So do the things that, are at home or, that frustrate you or, I know that in some countries, you can't leave your house to exercise. And, find things around the house. Keep on moving. Movement is important for the mind, for the body. And it's important to, create. And with movement, that's dancing, laugh, connect. It's amazing how many online activities are free online. So connect, reach out, and laugh, laugh at the things, laugh at the memories, find things that make you laugh because when you're laughing, you're happy, and when you're happy, your vibration lifts up here. So connect and reach out is my message for today and for you to take to your weekend. So we're going to connect because, I feel like it's been a while since I've connected with anyone being at home, and this is what I love about A1R radio, is that I can connect. So we're going to connect with Amber in Lake Wales, Florida, USA. Hello, Amber. How are you tonight?
Fine. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How can I help you?
I just wanted a general reading.
Yep. What I have coming through for you at the moment, have you got someone around you that has heart problems? Has any issues with their heart?
Maybe, yeah, I do.
Yeah, because I have them coming through strongly. I feel I'm tuning into their energy at the moment. Somebody that, what's coming through about them is that they're the kind of person that don't always listen or take things on board. Is that, because what I'm getting is my ears are really sore at the moment, and it's letting me know that, they would listen, but they'll only take so much. They won't always listen. They're one to give advice but won't listen for themselves. Does this person resonate just with that?
What did you say? That they have heart problems and what else?
Oh, yeah, they have heart problems, but I'm getting that they don't always listen. They don't always listen in the fact when it comes regarding their health.
Oh, they take care of they don't listen to as far as like their health. They don't listen to the doctors.
Yeah, that's what I've got. I've got that coming through. Also, what I see around you at the moment, 3-month mark. In 3 months' time, I see travel. It's interesting with travel around you because it's like, it feels like there's more people that's going to come to you. So whether it's you traveling, it's more like people are coming into your life in the next 3 months.
Okay.
What I also keep seeing for you, I've got flowers around you, but I also feel like these flowers so I see flowers around you, and generally that resonates with birthdays, but what I'm seeing, your mother, has she passed? Because what I'm seeing is these flowers are laid down on the ground.
Okay. What does that mean?
And pardon?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I'm just saying that, it's, what I'm seeing for you is that, they're fresh flowers on the ground, so it will be, what it lets me know is that the next 3 months it's going to be a time of reconnecting with people that you haven't connected to for a long time. What I'm seeing is that, this has been a time of realising what we don't have and what we do want in our life.
Yeah.
I also keep seeing, I've got number 8 around you. So number 8 around you is letting me know that money is an issue, but it's only if you make that problem an issue. That makes sense. So our mindset gets in the way of what we want to do with our life.
Yeah.
It's letting me know how creative, but how smart you are. You're a very smart woman. It's like you put so much pressure on yourself in what you want to do and how to achieve things into your life. I've also got what else? I've got lots of things coming in for you. I keep seeing a little girl. So I've got a girl around you, a daughter, Is this correct? You have one daughter. Pardon?
What about her?
I keep seeing I keep seeing her dresses. I don't know. So whether it was a time for her, whether she was, whether it was an event whether she was getting married. I keep seeing dresses. Dresses to her are important. Is she at a stage in her life that she was getting married or wanting to get married?
No, she's not that old.
Yeah, and it didn't. Okay, because I've got that coming through around her.
Okay.
For her also, travel's important as well. She's the kind of lady that's really hard to keep in one spot. What I've got for her is that she's always on the move, and it's really hard to for her to stay still. So she's an adventurer. So she's basically she's finding it hard to not move around as much as she likes to.
Mhm.
For you at the moment, I've got around your health. It's like okay. So what I'm seeing around your health, nothing bad, but what I do have something about your eating. Do you have trouble eating like wheat? I keep seeing pasta around you.
You see what around me?
Yeah, like with certain foods. Do you have certain issues with foods?
I don't know what it is, but I have been having a lot of heartburn.
Okay. Because I've got this issue around. Yeah, okay, that's because I keep seeing there's a reaction to something. So just have a look at the certain foods that you are eating at the moment that's causing the heartburn. But it's interesting because do you eat a lot of things that's got a high wheat content in it? Bread, pasta.
So I might be where I can't eat wheat. You're saying, or like try gluten free.
Yeah. So what I basically got is that it just feels like just have a look at what you're eating and what kind of side effects that you're getting. Like just have a look. That's all. It just feels like it's a diet change in order.
Okay.
I keep seeing a blue car. Do you have a blue car at all? I've got a blue car that keeps coming in and out around you.
A blue car? Mine's more like a purple.
Okay, I'm just seeing why I keep seeing this blue car. Like, okay, so anyone in your life that comes and goes, that travels into your life and travels as quick as they come in your life, they leave. Someone that comes and goes. I have someone I keep seeing this car around you. Can you resonate with somebody in your life that comes into your life and then exits pretty quick? Are they coming and going all the time?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. So your son, did you say?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. I've just got them coming back, and it's been on it plays a lot on your mind too. There seems to be a lot, there's a lot of just issues around that just a little bit unresolved. So communication is what I keep hearing is communicate, but what I'm saying is stand your ground. So I keep seeing you putting the foot out. So put your foot out. Don't be afraid to speak your mind, but, have boundaries around that relationship.
Okay.
I also keep saying get active. So it's something that you're wanting to do, but you kind of, like when you get in the mood to do something and then when the time comes, you kind of just don't feel like doing it. So what that lets me know is, just go with the flow. Go with the flow. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I've also, okay, wait up a second. I've got yellow flowers around you, and when I see yellow flowers, they let me know of somebody that's passed with cancer. I get like daffodils. So if you have somebody around you that's passed with cancer.
Somebody that passed away?
That passed away, we've had some form of cancer. I feel like they're very close to you as well because the flowers are being given out to me right now. Let me just see this energy around me who I have.
Yeah, my friend Rachel just died from cancer.
Yep. Okay, and he's passed away, hasn't he?
She passed away in August.
Yeah. Because I have him around you at the moment too. Because, he's around you and he's always by your side. What I keep seeing is around your dad as well. He's like, the message that he has for you is to keep your head up high. You're moving forward.
You see my dad? Did you say you see my dad?
Yeah, your dad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one foot in front of the other. Keep on moving forward because it's like you move forward in life and little things come in your way. Don't stop. Keep on moving forward.
Okay.
Amber, I have to end our reading because I have my next client waiting for me, but it was lovely to connect with you tonight.
Thank you so much.
That's okay. Take care.
You too. Have a good night.
You too. Bye. Okay, we have Kim in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Hello, Kim.
Hi, Gemma.
How are you? Fancy having you been in Brisbane.
It's beautiful.
I know. I'm on the Gold Coast. How can I help you tonight? I mean today.
Yeah, it's almost lunchtime here.
Yeah. How can I help you?
Okay, my life has basically had a major upheaval, and my future. I don't know what my future holds.
Okay, so did you say something about your sister? Sorry, my connection seems to be fuzzy on my end, not your end, just my end.
Okay, my future. My whole life has changed, and my health is affected, my lifestyle is affected. I just don't know what will happen to me.
Yeah, what I keep seeing, it's interesting in front of me what I keep seeing. It's interesting, I keep seeing like your heart, your whole center of your body's opened up. So it's like, and which is explaining, from what you've just said, that everything's really turned upside down, everything's turned upside down. But what I'm also getting for you is that, okay, just a question around your health. Do you have breathing issues? Do you have anything going on with, pardon?
Yeah, I do have, yes.
Okay, yeah, because my heart, so breathing issues. Have you had any surgery in the past around your chest, around your heart, anything that's opened up? Like I feel like...
yes, but it was more for around my diaphragm, not my heart, but I feel like I'm having heart issues, and I'm about to go to the doctor about that.
Yeah, okay. Because I can see that. I can see it all in front of me. It's amazing. But it's amazing your strength and what you've gone through. It's also, there's lots of worries, but it's also what I'm feeling around you is you're in strong your communication. You have a great support network around you, but even people that you work with in regards to your health, there's a lot of trust involved with your doctors is what I keep seeing. But It's amazing because I keep seeing lots of new growth coming up around you. So what that's letting me know is that things are going to be fine. I'm really drawn to the word peace around you. The more that we worry, the more that we... Pardon?
In the last 12 months, I've had 3 strokes.
3 strokes. Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. But
I was in a domestic violence relationship. I've now been abandoned. I have nothing. I am homeless, and that's why I'm uncertain for my future.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I just keep seeing the word peace. Peace. Okay. I'm just trying to work out why I keep seeing the And okay, so communication around you, that you've got no one to communicate with. So I'm drawn to the, yeah, sorry, that was just blurred out a bit there. But yeah, you don't fear them.
Will my daughter have a daughter of her own?
Oh, when will your daughter have a daughter of her own?
Yes.
At the moment, what I keep seeing for her is that she doesn't have children at the moment, does she?
No, she has 2 boys.
2 boys. Okay, because what I keep seeing, there's what I have around you, there's communication issues. There's something going on. Like, there's a lot going on around her at the moment in regards to the relationship with her partner. So, but when it comes to, I can't see at the moment.
He does not want any more children.
Yeah. Yeah, just some communication issues. But when it comes, I can't at the moment see if a daughter's coming or not, but I just know that at the moment in her life, communication with her partner is very important. They seem to be at each other, but at the same time, it's like what I keep seeing is space is needed, as in, you know, exercise, doing stuff for ourselves to not drive one another crazy. So basically what I'm seeing is that this is the time to work on relationships, to work on ourselves as well.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got a lot of energy to exert, that's for sure.
She does.
Yeah, I can feel her. She's never a dull moment in her life. So yeah, she
never stops.
Yeah. No, never stops. Yeah, so this is the perfect opportunity to do all the things that she hasn't done, but also to reconnect with her partner on a level that, you know, they're at one another. So things are going to be okay. I do see 3 children around her, but when it comes to the actual gender to that child, I cannot see it at the moment.
Okay, yeah, she always wanted 3 children, but her husband at the moment, because of fear of providing, he's reluctant to have the 3rd one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, she worries a lot. She's got a lot going on in her mind too. So that also, you know, it's yes, there's lots going on with her at the moment, but everything's going to be okay.
Okay, nice. And my eldest son, will he marry and have children?
At the moment, I keep with her partner. No. Sorry, I got confused then. Can you say that question again, please?
My eldest son, will he marry and have children?
I get yes, but not at the moment.
Yeah, I guess that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a little bit, you know, he's very a high accomplisher, so he's lots of things he chases after, as in like he's a goal setter. There's other things to worry about. But yeah, definitely not at the moment, but yes, I do see down the track. But yeah,
okay.
So,
yeah.
But yeah.
And will I own my own home? Will I own my own home?
Yes, I get 2023. 23 keeps coming up.
Oh.
So we're in 23 years. Okay, Kim, I have to log off now, but it was lovely to connect with you today. I'd love for you to follow my Facebook page, Gemma Spirit World. I am on the Gold Coast. And
thank you.
I wish you good luck with your surgery. Everything will be okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye. I'd just like to thank everybody on A1R Psychic Radio that's connected and tuned in and listened to me tonight. I had fun and I love what I do. And with that message, I drew some cards earlier before I logged on. Angels of Fairies keep coming in. And it's all about connecting with our families, connecting with our friends, you know, ring them up, you know, send them a text, send them an email, you know, just really connect, create fun, create laughter, and know that each day is a new day. Each day is a new day, and we are getting closer to the end of this pandemic that's, you know, has everyone off the ground. But yes, an inner peace, that was my next card that came through. So the more controlled you are of your emotions, the more peace that you find within yourself, the more happiness it brings. So thank you. I look forward to connecting next week.
avidadvice.com. Psychic Mastermind.
Do you see children in our future?
Yes, of course. I see the building family almost 3 or 4 months.
Wow. I'm wondering if there's any loved ones around.
I feel the energies are telling me about a man. He's tall. He was married before, but it was not a real marriage because it sounds to be the person cheating on him. No kids around, no brothers, no sisters. Your age or almost 3 years older.
I think I might know who this person is.
Okay.
I think I might know who he is, yeah.
Okay.
You may already know of Persian medium Fiona from her radio shows, her television shows, her groundbreaking detective work, and from just about every corner of the web. Only a site with the integrity and the purpose of avidadvice.com could land her. And she's available now. avidadvice.com. Psychic Masterminds. Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Persian Medium I Am Power with Fia Johan. Live from PersianMedium.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Persian Medium I Am Power on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
I was at the age of 7. So it was my first grade. Yes, that was my first grade. Actually, it was that I felt that I'm kind of different, compare myself with others in a class. I felt that I feel and see things which kind of weird. It was really weird to me because I didn't know to who I have to talk to. What should I say to my teacher? And how can I explain my experience and my connections to, I didn't know at that time what it means. The Holy Spirit, the messages, the things that come to me without asking, or every time when I want to have something, it's just come to me or came to me though at that time. So I do remember I talked to my grandma and I said, I feel that I can hear people, I can see people. Yeah, it was about actually the making a decision. It was about that just do something, because every time when someone had some need, believe me or not, they come to me by themselves. I never even knew any of those people, where they are and where I can find them. They came to me, they talked to me out of sudden, and somehow I'm a messenger. And as a messenger, I always have to deliver my message. If I'm not, then I'm getting some punish from God, or somehow some energies come to me and tell me or tell me that, you know, you have to, and you did not. So yes, it came so naturally to me. I never decided for any of those messages. Those messages came very easily and nicely to me, and I always, the only responsibility that I have is that I have to deliver the messages. Well, I raised with my grandpa and grandma, so I did not know anything about my parents until I was 11 years old. And my mom and my dad got married, and I was just 9 months when they got divorced. Both of them been very young and very mature, as I heard. My dad never been in Iran, because after they divorced, so my dad moved to Italy or in Europe. So, and my grandparents did not even tell me about that I have mom and dad. They just act and also pretend that my mom is my grandma and my dad is my grandpa. My mother is my sister and my uncles is my brothers. So that I heard until I was 11 years old. So I was just around the age of 13 that I started thinking about that I need to do something by my own. And of course, my Holy Spirit and God always was behind me, helped me, guide me, and let me know exactly where to go and how to do. So I started a little business by business, and I felt that, oh, now I became a businesswoman. It's like a young 13 and 14 years old lady that is starting to kind of, you know, feel and sense that she has connection to people, she has connection to God, she has connection to the source that she never ever thought that she could ever go there. Like every single business that you could imagine, like computer and other things that I never had any experience of. So yes, I start my real business at the age of 13 and became actually the marketing manager for a big company actually in Iran, in Tehran, as a marketing manager. Yes, I did. Success is you. You are success. Success is everywhere. Success is something that you think and feel and connect into your own abilities. Success is about that you believe in yourself in the first place. Success means that you never let down or let go of anything that you want and wish because someone telling you that you can't. And you know what the most amazing success for me was? When people said, you can't do it, and I did. That means success. I am actually gave me the very nice, beautiful hicks of you are who you are. It's just remind me about who I am. And power is also tell me that get in touch and get connect with your abilities, the power and the gift that you have inside, and try to touch it. And every time when I says I am, I remind myself exactly who I am. And power is telling me what type of power and abilities I have that I can receive and give, or give and receive to my audience, to my clients, to my students, and to my followers. You, my students, my audience, my followers, and those that I don't even know, but I'm talking to them daily, maybe 10 times a day. Sometimes I may not know exactly who they are, but when they're calling me, when they meet me, when they cry, and when they feel that I know them for so long, that is exactly the inspiration. And every time when someone calling and says, well, Fiona, things happened. Well, Fiona, because of you, my life getting better. Well, Fiona, thank you so much. You saved my marriage. Well, Fiona, thank you so much. You healed my husband. Well, Fiona, thank you so much for everything you did. That is exactly the inspiration for me to go and do everything that goes from my power, little by little, to make you guys happiest. Well, it's very funny because I'm actually having or had or still a lot of people who is non-believer. And what the funny part was, those who was non-believer, when they was around me, the Holy Spirit and the guidance that come from the add energies is just showing them that they are completely wrong. Things happened that I was with them, messages come from others, so they kind of like being shocked one after each other that, wow, we didn't even believe, we didn't even thought, we couldn't even, you know. So I understand that there's a lot of people that is non-believer, but you know what? This is exactly what I'm telling to people. If you are believing that you are living, that you have blood in your body, that you can move your body from here to the left and go to the right, means that you can feel and sense. And when you get connected to the sense of the energies that you have inside, then you can feel more and more. As you know that animals can feel and sense before any bad things is going to happen, because they have a very strong sense. It depends. If you are a person that trying to, you know, make your sense or see your sensualities in your emotion, your vision, imagination, your subconscious mind, get close to that power, then you can see, feel, and connect to the spirit. If you don't, if you disable those visions, if you disable those beliefs, if you disable that there is nothing as a miracle, everything is all about this, everything is all about that, everything is all about black and everything is all about white, there is not in the middle, what I have to say is completely wrong. Because I could feel and I could see exactly where we stand when it comes to our vision, emotion, feelings, and subconscious mind. If you get close to all of them, you can have and active your psychic abilities and mediumship. If not, it will be gone. So those who don't believe, they may never gonna active or activate the third eyes, the emotion and the vision in their life. So my advice to all of them is about to open up, activate it, believe it until you achieve it. Colors hypno my mind and hypno my vision to what I want to receive as a messages. Sometimes when I have a difficult cases or I am in a difficult place with client which I'm trying to help and make them to heal, I am using those colors as a significant fingerprint for myself to receive messages and to give them the messages. That's why I go to my studio and just like closing and shut the door for maybe half an hour to 3 or 4 hours. I'm using all the colors around, I'm playing with them, and I creating whatever I am waiting or they are waiting to get an answer from me. So yes, when I'm painting, I am not here. If someone screaming at me, talking to me, like my son, many times they come and says, well, Mom, can you do this and that? Well, I couldn't even hear them. So, well, my husband says, well, your phone is ringing, so can you answer? I couldn't even hear that because I'm not here. When I'm paint, I'm not here. I'm somewhere else. And sometimes the way that I'm choosing colors, the shape, the idea is not something that I'm choosing before I go in. So every single of those that I paint here in my house, it has some significant fingerprint of something that has to do with some of my clients, my achievement, or was very touchy. That's why I feel painting for me, or to me, was always like, just do it. It's time. Do you want to receive that messages, or do you want to heal that specific person? Please, just do it. So many people ask me about, like, is it a pentagram? Is this something that, is this not a pentagram? Is it not something that people or others use? Pentagon is my technique. It's my technique in between God, me, and Holy Spirit. In between you, God, and Holy Spirit. In between math and the quantum physics. So it's all about many angles of whatever you want to be and wherever you want to go. They guide me, they tell me, both in a science way and in a very spiritual way. That's why I'm using Pentagon as whatever you want me to ask for. And this is a technique that I can't really teach anyone, because this is something that come through me, gave me the messages, and almost after so many years I received 99% accuracy for the Pentagon reading. And it's all about your real date of birth, and also is about what you want exactly to know and what type of messages I can receive. And if there is any warning, anything that you should be aware of, the Pentagon will tell you what to do or not to do. I'm working with all law enforcement, lawyers, police officers. Also, I had a couple cases with the highest top. So, yeah, I do. There is a lot of mystery questions about mystery murder cases, about questions that why this person is just like missing for 2 months without even have any sort of communication or connection with the family. The lawyers basically had kind of like insurance company cases, example. They want to know that if that specific company telling the truth about what happened or not happened. And through their investigation, they're going to figure that, oh no, that's not true. Because the only things I'm telling them that there is 2 ways or 3 ways that they are lying. The first is this, the second is this, and the third is that. So it's now up to you where you're going to go and investigate. And also when it comes to missing people, it's always a pleasure to helping missing, people or family that who has a lot of pain because their family is not around. So yeah, it's such a pleasure when just like trying to use my abilities and my Pentagon, of course, to see exactly where they are. And if sometimes fortunate, I can tell them that yeah, exactly where they are, but sometimes unfortunate, I have to just find a body for them and then let them to release and relief from that pain. To me, it's all about messages, and it's all about spirit messages. I dreamed again, and in my dream, I saw a very beautiful, gorgeous lady. I couldn't see the face, but I saw the beautiful white hair, long, white, beautiful hair with the white dresses. And when I say dresses, because she wore a couple like dresses through her, it sounds to be that I could see her to transfer from the one place to second place and changing a dress through the white again and again and again and again. And to me it was about like, what is the message is all about, why I dreamed about her. And then I didn't know exactly how and which way. Then I asked again, can you please tell me what is all about? Can you just please tell me why I had you in my dream and who are you? So next day, not, but the second day, I dreamed about her again. And she said, "Where white became light." I woke up and I felt like, oh my God, what is that? And again, I back to sleep. And she come back again and says, "Where white became light." And it was exactly when I starting to heal cancer patients. That was exactly when I started to heal animals. That was exactly when I healed, when I got the results as a healer, that how strongly things got exactly what we want. So, and that was a message to me. If you want to heal people, then wear white. And I felt that, okay, maybe it's just a matter of timing when I'm touching them. But then when I ask, I receive the messages and says, no, until you die. You wear white until you die, because it sounds to me that something activated in my mind and my body to be a healer, to heal disease that doctor says there is no way to heal. That's why I'm wearing white until I die. Well, my message to singing people is about don't give up, because, and if you guys have any bad experience in the past, that doesn't mean that it's going to continue, because life is just about you, and it's about that how you look at the life and your, passion what you had. So let's say that people come back and say, well, you know what, I've been hurt, I've been raped, I've been abused, I've been this. My advice to all of them is about stop to say I've been. It's a past. I don't want you to live in the past, because past is past. It's just going to give you more blame and anxieties. And then what you want to do from now on, do you know exactly what you want from the new guy? Because many of those clients that I have, they may say, well, I don't know, I just want a real man. And who's the real man for you? A real man is about to be a very wealthy man but kind of stupid, or a man that has everything. People says, oh, I want to have everything together. What I say is, well, lady, everything means everything to you, but you have to be specifically and significantly know exactly what you want from that guy. So for those who are single today and kind of give up because they don't know exactly what to do and where to go, because there is no man, well, of course there is. And of course you can make it. And of course you can find your twin flame, your soulmate, the man that you are going to be connected for whole life. But it's all about give and receive. For a woman who wants to just receive and be as a receiver, they are not going to go anywhere. Even the man that comes from the Holy Spirit and trying to be a perfect model is not going to make you happy. So you have to first be happy on your own skin before you date anyone. And if you are not happy in your own skin, then please don't date anyone, because you destroy your life and destroy that person's life as well. Be happy in your own skin and then start dating and feel and receive the moment that you want. So the art, exactly as I said, the art of receiving is giving. I love horses a lot. I did from age 10, actually. I would love to follow everywhere, look in every magazines to see, because to me horses was a beautiful, gorgeous spirit. And I felt like the way that they are, their muscles, their beautiful eyes, they hypnotize me, like hypnotizing you when you're talking to them. And when I was there for the first time, when I was touching my first actually horse to see exactly how it's going to be the feelings, it was just I think I was 13. And kind of I was scared at the beginning, because I was a little girl and that the horse was completely tall, muscle, and it's but the only way that I could connect to that horse and feel completely in love with it was his eyes. So from there I could see and feel the eyes of every single horses that I could even see through the magazine, through actually TV shows and everywhere, that I am connected to them. And believe me or not, it was so cool, because every time when I manifesting or want to manifest about something, the first things that come to my mind, that was the beautiful eyes of horses. And specifically the first time that I met my first horse at the age of 13, I always remind about that beautiful eyes. Every single of horses has a significant eyes, which telling you about who you are and what to do to get better. Many of horse owners asking me, well, how can you tell to my horse? Because I told him before in the past, I told her, but they are not listening. But they do listen to you right away, right now, and it's all about connection. So your horse and the way that your horse come to your life, it means a lot. That means something for you. That you are connected to your horse in the past life. That means that this horse may gonna tell you something or some messages that many of those owners doesn't know how to connect with. That's exactly what I'm doing. Many of those horses wants to be famous. They are jumper. They want to win. Their owners would love to win. They have a desire to win. Well, but they want to make sure that the horse exactly understood the fact that what exactly his or her desires is, and that is my role to go hypnotizing horses and telling him and her exactly what to do and not to do to make her happiest or feel healthiest or wealthiest, whatever she or he wants. So that is exactly what I did. At the same time, I heal horses a lot. Horses with the pain, emotional pain, physical pain, and any pains that maybe a doctor couldn't really do anything with them. I could, and I did, and I succeed, and I'm happy for that. That's why I'm very connected to horses. I am strongly connected to their energies, and I can do everything that goes from my power to make them, both horse and horse owners, happiest together and having and fulfill their desires. Okay, the way that you guys can see me or talk to me or find me is in 3 ways. Okay, the first way is Avid Advice. AvidAdvice.com is an online platform that you guys could just call, chat, and ask any questions you guys have. Many of you guys may not living in California, or maybe you are located in Europe. Many of you guys may be in Australia, maybe in another state, so it's kind of very hard for you guys to fly here and just say, well, you know, Fiona, can you just ask this, you know, just answer these questions. So you can call and chat with me anytime and no time. I'm always online 24 hours and 7 days because of all the clients that I have worldwide. Then, you know, they're going to be the shortest, the nicest, and maybe for you, the easiest. And the second is my radio shows, which is people calling and listening to my radio shows for half an hour. But unfortunately, not people can find me easily there because there's tons of people that waiting on the line to trying to have a convo with me. And the third one, which is the best ever one you can think and imagine, is a face-to-face meeting in my wellness center with my team in Corona Del Mar and in Avid Awakening. So we do a lot for you guys. We will do and touch your soul, your body, and your emotion and get you closer to yourself. So that's why I'm receiving a lot of emails after that says, well, Fiona, I would love to see you again. I would love to talk to you again and see your team, because after I went home, I just been somebody else. And of course, this person can come back all the time. So what they are doing, they calling me on Avid Advice after that, and they asking again for other, subject and object what they have in their life, and they want to make sure that if they can make it as a progress. So that is exactly what I'm doing, and that is exactly what I did all my life until now. But of course, Avid Awakening is much better because you are guys going to meet me. We both can exchange energies. We are going to hike, and we are going to see exactly what type of need you have and what we could do to make you happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, and get connected to your own soul.
Welcome back to the Global Entrepreneurship Initiative. I'm excited to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Fia Johansson, who's better known as the Persian medium and subconscious mind surgeon. She's a multi-talented motivational speaker, clinical hypnotherapist, and celebrity psychic medium. an author who works closely with law enforcement to help locate missing people and solve difficult criminal cases with detectives and as well as private investigators. Throughout her career, she's helped thousands of people identify personal roadblocks to help them truly believe in their own path to success, whatever that dream may be. Her greatest passion in life is helping others achieve their ultimate dreams and desires, teaching people to believe that truly anything is possible. Please help me welcome to the stage Ms. Fia Johansson.
Welcome back. Did you know that police departments across the country and even the CIA sometimes turn to psychics to help them solve cases? Victims' families looking for answers also turn to mediums for closure. Fiona Johansson is an author as well as a licensed psychologist and hypnotist.
Welcome back. Our next guest is a celebrity medium, a clinical hypnotherapist, a holistic healer, and holds a master's in psychology. Fia Johansson is known as the Persian medium, and she's even worked with intelligence agencies and law enforcement to find answers in cases. She also wants all of us to discover our best selves. Fia, good morning.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Jack Canfield, your host for Hollywood Live. My next guest, Fia Johansson, is an amazing person. She is speaks 5 languages, which I find very impressive. She's emigrated to several countries, has a psychology degree from the University of Stockholm in Sweden. She is a hypnotherapist, clinical hypnotherapist and healer, and God knows probably other things I don't even know about.
Hi, welcome back to Times Square today. I am your host, Greg Roulette, and I am very excited for our next guest because she is known as the Persian medium, the subconscious mind surgeon. She's a motivational speaker, clinical hypnotherapist, and celebrity psychic medium. This is going to be a fascinating conversation with my good friend, Fia Johansson.
For centuries, it's believed that mediums have been able to mediate communication between spirits of the dead and living human beings. People usually recruit mediums to help them get in contact with family members or friends who have passed on. But celebrity psychic Fiona Johansson is also using her abilities to help law enforcement solve cold cases and help exonerate and free innocent inmates. And Fiona is joining us now. Fiona, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. How are you doing today?
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Australia's Cowgirl Medium with Tanya Reid. Live from psychiccowgirl.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Australia's Cowgirl Medium
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
G'day, Tanya Reid, Australia's Cowgirl Medium, coming at you from Sunday Creek here in Victoria, Australia. It is afternoon here, so good evening, good morning, or good afternoon for anyone that's connecting today, wherever you are in the world. We do get people phoning in from all over, so it's really cool to be able to connect. Thank God for the internet is all I can say, because it's really kept us going through this time. And, you know, I know I'm probably one of many of you that have really embraced Zoom, and, you know, we're able to interact and still call each other when we can't physically catch up, as things are here in Victoria in Australia at the moment. So we are in regional areas. So we're at stage 3. We've taken a few steps out of the lockdown. So we've been really fortunate in that way. Unfortunately, Melbourne still are in lockdown, but hopefully they'll get a bit of reprieve. I'm thinking this coming Sunday they're doing they'll be announcing the next step. So numbers are dropping, so that's really great, and sending out love to wherever you are in the world, and setting that intention that we can get this under control and get back on with our lives, and get back to some kind of normality. Certainly taking on board what it is that you may have had realizations through this time. I know for me I have, and just changing the way we do things. We were chatting this morning about businesses and how this has altered the way that we do business, and for many businesses they're really taking opportunities and whether it's expanding into a different area or being able to promote your business differently and going down a different avenue with your business. Always know that there is there's a way around this, and I shared this morning on our show with one of the viewers who was asking about business, and I really feel like sometimes if you're in your business at the moment and you are struggling, get somebody from outside to have a look within and have a look at the structure, and sometimes fresh eyes will come up with an idea or concept that maybe because you're in the business and your mind's focused on that, you haven't noticed before. There could be an opportunity to change things around and bring in more income. So just remember that, sometimes we get so bogged down in it where our life is our business, and we put so much of ourselves into it that we sometimes can't see the wood for the trees, whereas somebody looking from the outside can have a little look and say, okay, how can we shift and change this, and how can we make something that's not so ideal into being having a more of a positive and optimistic future, a feeling of God, I can't talk today. That feeling of being bringing in some positive energy, and just feeling feeling more positive. So I just wanted to share that today, because I'm sure there's a few that are listening that will relate, and will be able to connect in with that message. So let me see, I've got my first caller here. I've got Teresa. Dave's trying to spell for me because I can't pronounce. Hi, Teresa, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thank you for calling in. And you're from Minnesota in the US, yeah? By the look of that.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep,
cool. Thank
Minnesota.
You. Lovely. That's two really long names, isn't it, to get around when you're explaining where you're from? That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
So can I ask you, Teresa, is your father in spirit? Because I feel like I've got a male stepping in for you. I feel like he's fatherly.
I can hear you are breaking up a little bit, but I can hear you for the most part.
Okay. Can I ask, is Dad in spirit for you?
Excuse me?
Is your father
Who's in
spirit?
I don't. I have a grandpa in spirit. My mother passed away.
Oh. Feeling for you. Okay, because I've got the. All right, let's go with grandfather first, and we'll get him to. So it was has Mum passed away? Is that within the last 12 to 18 months that Mum's passed? I feel like I want to go to. It hasn't been that long with Mum.
Nope, she passed away 8 years ago.
Oh, 8 years. Okay. Yep. It feels like she's. Oh, that's interesting. Let me see. So, and you looked after Mum, yeah, prior to her passing, or there was something about you caring for her. So was she unwell? Like, I feel like I want to go to, because she's saying to me she's so appreciative of what you did for her. So that usually means that, there was an involvement of you looking after her, is what she's showing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so she's feeling very grateful for you and all that you did. And it's like, of course, being your mum, you had a special connection, but it's like she spends a lot of time around you. So I do want to say that I feel like you are aware of her being around. And she's also showing me birds. So I feel like there's a sign around when there's birds around, or that you look out and go, oh, that's mum letting you know she's around.
Can you repeat that last part?
She's showing me birds around. Yeah. There's birds is what. Yep, as her sign to let you know she's around is what she's showing me.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful. Yeah, so it's like that's one of the ways that she lets you know she's around. But she also enjoys hanging around with you, and she's just sharing me. I feel like Mum had a bit of a sense of humour, and I feel like you do as well, and you both shared that, because it's the way she's coming through with her conversation is like there's a lot of joy around, and I feel like when you connect in with her, there's joy between the two of you. So we have a bit of fun. She wants to stir you up about your cooking, because I feel like she's saying, I don't know whether you had a disaster or something you tried to make and it didn't work, and it's like with that she's sharing that, you know, that confirmation that she's around and she can see what's happening.
I was always in trouble for joking around too much.
But she loves that, and that's who, you know, I feel like that was her and that's you.
Everything.
Yeah, and it was like, and that's what she's saying, you know, there's something around you messing up cooking and she wants to laugh, and I feel like that would be something that she would do. It's like, you know, I go to make something and I put the wrong thing in or something, and you know, again, it's funny, it's something the two of you share. She does want to congratulate you, saying you've done a wonderful job and it's time to move on to the next project. So there's something around, you've done really well and now it's time to swap things around. I feel like this is around something you're doing currently.
Okay, I just left an abusive relationship 2 weeks ago and moved back home to Minnesota from another state.
Beautiful. Yeah, so it's like, I want to say to you next. It's like, I'm ready for the next chapter. So there's a lot of opportunities opening up for you. And she's saying to me, have patience for the money to come in, because there's something around money coming in. It might not be there right now, but she's saying to tell you it's coming. So trust that, because she's showing that very strongly. Yep. So keep the faith up around that. Are you when you've moved back home? Are you staying with somebody at the moment? Because I feel like there's still somewhere you're going to move to that will be more yours.
Yeah, I'm actually staying in a shelter with my kids right now until I get back on my feet.
Yeah, perfect. Because she's showing me you're going to have your home, so don't, you know, keep the faith there. You've got that. And I do want to say the best thing.
It's a lot better here than where I was.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like for you, this is your rebirth. You know, things are going to start to fall into place, and it's like you've made the right decision. Mum's really proud of you, and she's like, well done, you've done it. I feel like it took you a lot to do it, and there was a lot of trying to get away and it not happening. And, you know, it was almost like you felt a bit like, oh, do I have to keep up and down, up and down, up and down? Yeah, but you've done it, so that's the best part. And I really want to say it's like the universe is smiling down on you right now to go, you know, you've taken that step. You've done the hard yards. It's time now. We're looking at the big picture, and things will be smoother. So please know you will be guided. And I do feel there's a spiritual part of your journey. So I feel like you are going to look at the spiritual side of things, and there'll be something that you're going to do, you know, in alignment, a little bit like how I'm delivering messages now from Spirit. That you have a spiritual path as well, and that will be open to you, you know, as you're moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're going to inspire others with your story. So I also want to remind you in that to write down what it is, like things that you're going through and processing, all that you've been through. Have yourself a journal or something that you can write things down, because I do feel you'll be sharing your story and others will be inspired just by the way that you're sharing. And you're a very authentic person, and that really shines through. I feel like people resonate.
I've actually told a lot of people that I should write a story about or make a movie out of my life, and it would just keep going and going and going because there's just so much that's happened.
Yes, so please start. I always say start just writing down, dedicate some time each day. And that's a great part of healing too. I can relate to that, because having written myself, it helps you, like when you're writing things down, it enables us to process things, and you do have a great story and it will be shared. So you haven't gone through all of this for no reason, if that makes sense. It's like the hindsight is going to be, you're going to share your story and you're going to be inspirational with it. So mum's up there guiding you. You've got your grandfather too, and he's like your protector, I want to say. I feel like he's stepped in a few times to save you in situations where you've needed somebody. It's like he's been there to help you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so keep chatting to them, the two of them around you. They're, you have them there to guide you. So if you get stuck or you're not sure about anything, just connect with them and ask them and say, okay, as I'm regrouping now, I'm visualizing my house that I'm going to have for my home, for myself and my children. You've got gorgeous children too, I have to say. There's one with a cheeky smile. I see a cheeky smile on one. I mean, they're all cute, but there's one real cheeky, like butter wouldn't melt in their mouth. Very cute. Mum's showing me. All right, I've run out of time. Connect with me on Facebook, Australia's Cowgirl Medium, and shoot me a message. Love to connect. And take care, and I'll see everyone next week. Thank you. Woo-hoo.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Jacqueline Close-More Live with Jacqueline Close-More. Jacqueline Close-More. Live from Jacqueline.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Jacqueline Close-More Live
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, welcome to the show. I'm Jacqueline Close-More. You're on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV, and today I'm joined by a good friend and a very amazing author and astrologer of good standing around the world. I have with me Angelica Danton. Hello, Angelica. How are you?
How are you, Jacqueline? Great.
It's a rocking old day, isn't it? We've got Mars has gone retrograde. We've got fatigue, and we've got a fatigued state of Victoria in which we're deciding whether lizards are running.
We really are.
We are. We're deciding if the lizards are actually running the government, which I assure you they're not. I don't think that we have lizard eyes behind here, and just to start that off in the most unusual manner. But Mars is retrograde, so why not? So now we're going to take a call when we can. Hopefully David's got that happening. I better point chat screen up so I can see what on earth he's telling us. But essentially, let's talk Mars retrograde while we're here. Usually we get sort of fatigue. There's a desire to do things impulsively, and it's like, there can be frustration. What else have you sort of noticed with Mars retrograde, and with this one in particular?
Yeah, Jacqueline, the thing is with Mars retrograde is, it's like it affects everything to do with our energy. Couples are complaining that they're arguing with each other. They're having the most bitter arguments because they're really not seeing eye to eye at the moment. They're becoming impatient with each other. There's lots of breakups. A lot of this is to do with the fact that Mars really going backwards makes us feel as if we're walking up the hill, but we're not walking up the hill. Basically, we're not getting anywhere. So there's that really strong sense of frustration with it. And that's really, really heightened by Saturn Capricorn at the moment, which is squaring off Mars Aries retrograde. So we are in a cycle where everyone feels as if, they're not getting their energy through to doing the things they want, very frustrated, and people's sexuality being affected, feeling restricted, feeling as if they're not able to express themselves. That's another part of it.
Look, absolutely. I sort of find the great irony in people in Melbourne complaining of lockdowns when we've had, and this has been, what are we in now, week 6 or some, I've lost count. And yet we've got refugees that are still, and they're actually, applicable to asylum. And yet they're still being held in lockdown for 7 years now without having been released. And it's sort of the great irony here is, here we're going on about our human rights, and yet we've got a very real human rights thing that's been going on for 7 years here and is largely unnoticed in Melbourne. So it's sort of a bit of a funny one, because all of this first time of people being oppressed, who sort of have been very comfortable up until this point, it sort of highlights people who really are oppressed over a long period. How do you sort of feel like that's going to go through this retrograde? Because we've got this retrograde right through till November.
Well, I think the thing is that the point is that people do, they have, I believe with Mars retrograde, you get an opportunity to really look at what really matters.
Yeah.
And that's the positive side of this period we're going through until about November the 13th, when Mars will resume forward motion again. It's like we're getting that opportunity to really review what matters to us. And I think it is important for people to understand when things are going to change. I mean, I can understand why there's many, many people frustrated and also wondering what is going to happen. I mean, people have been affected in their businesses. They've been frustrated. They've been put out of whack. They want to know what's going on. And I think that part of it is quite healthy and normal. That's a healthy energy to express yourself. But I think it's also important to realise that this will start to become better for us in terms of clarity, where we're going, what's going to happen soon. So very soon, November the 13th and 14th, we should see progress, Jacqueline. And that's moving forward as well. So that's going to change for us. And we're about September 29th. So that's going to be a change for us as well with Saturn energy. So I think things will start to, I think people will start to become more understanding of what's going on. We're going to get more clarity about the situation that we're in with the pandemic, and we're going to start to realise what really matters. Yep.
I think so.
Definitely.
I think so. And I think when we take into context that although this has been really difficult for people, and it sure is, because people are losing entire businesses here, and it has been quite awful on a mental health level.
Definitely. Yes, we have to be aware of the fact that people have suffered a lot, and kids as well. They haven't been able to get out, their exercise, do their sports. There's a lot going on. Go on.
I think we also need to take that to other people besides our own experience and sort of look at that over the whole context here. So when we're looking at people who have fled war-torn sort of areas, to sort of take that into context as well. Just, maybe it's a time to think about those sorts of things. It's like when people didn't think about, the job seeker payment being not increased for 25 years. And it's taken all these people being out of work for people to suddenly go, oh, hang on, this is not enough. For the government to go, overnight, boom, couldn't change it for 25 years, boom, overnight we can change it. So it's sort of this time of us having to look at, as you were saying before off air, about the earthy Capricorn Pluto type of energy of, this rebirth that we can go through can also be on that level. Let's,
absolutely.
We'll pop into our caller. We've got Goldie in Richlands, Virginia, USA. Hello, Goldie.
Hi, Goldie.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. Is there a question you wanted to ask Angelica? She's here doing a reading today.
Yes. My mom passed like 2 years ago, and I never did find out who my daddy was. The man I thought of was my dad is not my dad, so that's the question I have.
Okay, so can you give me your date of birth, Goldie, or your birthday, please?
Okay, it's February the 14th of 1963.
Right. Okay, you're an Aquarian, right? Okay, so the question is about your dad. You want to know more about your father and get more clarity. Is that what your question is about?
Well, when my mom died, she didn't tell me who my dad was. The man she thought was my dad is not my dad, so I've had several people tell me.
Okay. I feel that you are going to find out who your father is. Whether it's to do with your mum or not, I feel that you are actually going to be told who your father is. You'll find out on your own account, or you will be given information by someone who can actually help you on that pathway and to be able to prove it. So I think you'll come to, you act like you're an investigator, but you are going to find out what you need to find out. And I'm feeling that there's just a message coming through for you here, and that is, do not take notice of other people who try to discourage you at the moment from finding out what you need to find out, okay?
I'm getting really strongly an army vibe here. I've got an army vibe really strongly here. Are you getting that vibe as well, Angelica?
I feel that her dad was a person who had a lot of responsibility.
Yep.
I don't want to make her feel as if she shouldn't do this, but she will face some opposition.
Yep.
And she may find that I've got a feeling she may find he's passed over, but, I feel she should still go ahead and find out. That's important for her, right?
I've got really tall, long, white columns at the front of the building. It looks like a Georgian house, and I actually have military here really strongly. That's what I'm getting with you, Goldie, with this situation. And I can't get away from that. And it's like there's generations upon generations of the word military comes to mind here. And certainly I would agree with responsibility. I would also feel that there are people in, strong circles, influential circles here, and certainly community leadership involved here in how this man connects, which would be why you're going to get opposition here, but you shouldn't be discouraged under any circumstances. I would agree and fully concur there with what Angelica is saying. So I hope that helps you at least begin the journey. But certainly it does feel as if you're going to find that out, looking at this, within the next, certainly within the next 4 years, but it may be a lot, it could be a lot quicker. I think you're going to, there's a real connection within 4 years. 6 months would be a certain tipping point in this, that's for sure.
Within.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe earlier than that. And also, just on that, can I add, I feel she will find a male who's been a friend of her father's and could have quite a responsible position now, who's really going to back her up. That I feel around her as well. Do you get that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. If I get the 4 year mark, maybe that's where there's a really significant meeting with this. But the 6 months or earlier may be the first startings of this connection. But I'm getting it as 4 years when there's this real, like a meeting of some kind. And I see a woman around 45, 50 maybe, and she's quite plump. And then there's a skinnier woman, and she seems quite a bit older, maybe 60, strangely. And they're both together, and I'm seeing them with this Georgian house, and that's where this really big conversation's going on, and that could be within 4 years. I'm not saying that one is a 6 month. It's a different conversation. I do believe this man you're picking up on, Angelica, is definitely within that 6 month point.
Yep. And I think also when she does find out more about where her father fits into her life, she's going to find out a heck of a lot more about her background, and it's going to make 100% sense to her a lot of the things she's felt about her life.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Watershed. It's going to be beautiful. So
very interesting.
We're sending you a lot of love there, Goldie, and I think we're running out of time, but we're sending you so much love right now, and we're going to I'm going to light a candle, and I know Angelica will certainly light a candle on various levels.
I will do. I will do.
Light a rocket under this one.
Absolutely.
So that we send you Godspeed and love to help you with this, because you are a beautiful person and you've given a lot in your life, and it's been very challenging because at times you're not feeling like you're getting it back. So just know that we're with you, sweetheart. And if at any point you need to get in touch, we're here. Okay, so you can find us on Jacqueline Closemore Live on Facebook. If you need to connect, we can connect through A1R Psychic Radio. In the meantime, I think we're running down on time here. But what a beautiful soul Goldie is there, Angelica.
Goldie's got such a path in front of her, finding out the truth. And she's got that wonderful Aquarian spirit.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. And now, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with Reverend Elliot. Live from magic-works.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Greetings, fellow creatures of the universe, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is your friendly esoteric practitioner, Reverend Elliot, coming to you live tonight on the Ask One Radio Network, where we get together every Wednesday at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific to look through the magical window of the tarot for an hour. I call the tarot the magical window. You're tired of hearing why I do that. Let's come up with something else. How about I give you my chili recipe? That's me shuffling the cards there. I call it the magical window because I like looking through it and seeing what people are doing. You see, it's, to me, that's second only to remote viewing, which is something I love doing. Have you ever tried remote viewing? Oh, man. There are some wonderful systems out there that you can use, and I can also help you figure out how to do some of that stuff. It is astonishing. Let me tell you, one of my first experiences with remote viewing, I wanted to get in touch with somebody I hadn't heard from in years. And it had to be somebody who had no interest whatsoever in getting in touch with me, because otherwise, you know what the answer would be. Well, that's just a coincidence if it happened. So I picked a woman who I knew, let's say in the 1980s, that's a while back, folks. And I decided, and I picked her because I hadn't heard from her in about 25 years at least. Let me see. Yeah, well, I ran into her at a party in Los Angeles in 1997, and that just reinforced the reason that I should use her for the test, because I believe the word is loathing. She just doesn't like me. We hit it off like oil and water. It didn't work. I got to tell you, it's one of those ridiculous. I mean, I'm not going to do any name dropping, but it was an LA kind of party, and there were a lot of names there. And she came right up to me and said, I remember you. I remember you from New York. You were so condescending. You were the most condescending person. You were just condescending. And everybody's looking at me aghast, and I said to her, and did I hurt your little feelings? I wanted to be as condescending as possible. So anyway, I figured this woman would be a really good choice for a remote viewing experiment, because there wasn't a shot in the world that she would even remotely think of contacting me. And I did the work. Let's just leave it at that. I mean, it's a meditation work, and it's a fascinating thing. And you can time travel with remote viewing. You can do all kinds of interesting things. And I contacted her and sent out the message, contact Elliot. Contact Elliot, and then Facebook, blah, blah. And I'm telling you, straight up, you will not be any more shocked than I was. But she contacted me the next day. So within a few hours, she contacted me on my Facebook page. And said, hi, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. And then, after a couple of hours, she sent me another message and said, I don't know why I contacted you. I don't want to have anything to do with you, and she blocked me. So my experiment was a success. I am still deeply loathed by this person, but nobody can say that, oh, it's just an old friend and it was a coincidence. No way, no way. Look at my Facebook. Look at as long as I brought up Facebook, I have the Facebook page that I'm interested in is the tarot consulting page. I have a regular Facebook thing, where I get to meet a lot of interesting people I've never met before in my life, and we all get to insult each other and call each other names and argue. Isn't that what it is? There's a core of people on the regular Facebook page I really like. I mean, I really do. And then there's a group of people who are just there to try to annoy me, but I let them do it for a while. But I think I'm going to stop doing that because it's just silly, and it's the same stuff over and over and over again, Vote for this person, vote for that one. This one's evil. This one's horrible. This is a conspiracy. This is fake. And how much of that can you take? Now, on the other hand, my other Facebook page, Reverend Elliott's Tarot Consulting page, that's fun. I get to tell people about new products I do. I get messages from people. I get to give free readings to people. Yeah, you heard me, free readings. A lot of money in those free readings. Yeah, for Facebook. I just like doing it. Naturally, I charge for my longer readings, but I do free consultations for Ask One Radio listeners. And pretty much, I would say pretty much my tarot consulting page on Facebook is composed of Ask One Radio listeners. So if you want to meet other people like you who enjoy what you like, not just me, of course, but all kinds of stuff there from Ask One Radio, go to Reverend Elliott's Tarot Consulting page. and at Facebook. I think you'll dig it. It's a nice place. It's easy. Nobody argues. Nobody fights. Nobody calls anybody names. Nobody from out of your past comes up to tell you how much they loathe you. You know, my favorite on Facebook are when people who knew me like 40 and 50 years ago contact me, and then they say to me in like this hurt. You could tell, you could read the pain in there. Said, "You're not the same as you were." Said, "In what, 1963? Of course I'm not the same as I was in 1963. You know, nobody is. I don't even think there was a 1963. So there, you know. So, but that's by way of introducing my my Facebook page. But at my website, magic-works.com, magic-works.com, you can get over to my page. It's near at the top of that page. There's like 90 pages you can click, and you can waste. Let's face it, you can waste your life there at my page. But you'll learn stuff, and you'll be a better person for it. You'll be a magician. But I have a page about coincidences because there's some things that have happened in my life, and I write about one of them, and it's tied to Reiki. I love Reiki. Oh man, it is tied to Reiki. I even have at my Reiki page. Boy, I'm really bouncing around my mind is like in a pinball machine today. You know, somebody better tilt or hit the flippers. You know, at my Reiki page, I have a link to the coincidence page. So you see, it's all circular because the coincidence involves Reiki, but I call it a coincidence. I don't think it was a coincidence, but there's a scientist, a Nobel Prize-winning physicist, who said that a coincidence is what you have left over after you apply bad theory. And I love that because that's what they do. You know, you can do some magical stuff, and like that video I have, you go to magic-works.com, M-A-G-I-C-K, the old-fashioned way, magic-works.com, but magic sounds so silly to me. It sounds like a bathroom tile scrubber, you know. You'll clean the place well with magic. That's what it sounds like to me. It gets on my nerves. You scroll down and you'll see a cold video of me making a wheel spin just with my hands. That was supposed to be a lighting test. I didn't even want that to be the final video, and it's a little bit weirdly cropped because I wanted to crop my face out of it because, like I said, it was not meant to be a video. It was meant to be a lighting test. And so I hadn't shaved. I hadn't. What little hair I have left was pointing in all directions of the compass. But my hands, they show a wheel moving at my oral command. You know, there's no doubt about it, and it's real. If you can fake that, I don't know how. I mean, I seriously don't know how to fake that stuff. But I've had people look at that and say, "Oh, it's just a coincidence." So yeah, that's right. So when I said stop and it just stopped, it was a coincidence. And when I said start and go left, it was just a coincidence when it started and went, yeah, sure. That's their answer for everything. It's just a coincidence. You know, it's like a Mel Blanc parrot. Just a coincidence. But there's science, folks. And that's why I wanted to make contact with this remote viewing with one person I was sure of who despised me. And why, I don't know. I mean, why I did it, I know. I did it because of I wanted somebody who would never, under any ordinary circumstances, contact me. Why she's despised me has remained a mystery, which I really don't dwell on, because why bother? You can't please everybody, right? So we are going to spend the next hour looking through, or the rest of this hour, looking through the magical window of the tarot. And as we go along, I'll tell you more about the things I do and more about things that you can do with me and I can do with you and for you. And we'll have a lot of fun. And if you contact me off the air, we'll have even more fun. And that is the way to contact me is asktarot@earthlink.net. That's my old-fashioned email. Earthlink. Yeah, really, seriously. Ask Tarot, one word, ASKTAROT @earthlink.net. And if you go to my Reiki page, you'll see a link to the coincidence thing. And if you go to the coincidence thing, you may see a link to the Reiki page. I don't even remember. I mean, I could keep you bouncing back and forth forever in that one. But at the Reiki page, if you are a Reiki practitioner, have I got an offer for you? And if you're not a Reiki practitioner, you can get it anyway. Take a look at the Reiki page. Go to, well, you can do it the short way, too. I have tinyurl.com/magic-reiki. There, you see? I like those tiny URL things because mostly websites can be so long. But you go to magic-works.com, you'll be able to find my Reiki page, and that'll lead you to the coincidence page, and that'll lead you to everything else. There's loads of stuff there, and Halloween is coming up, which means that the veil between this world and the next is getting thinner and thinner, and you can look at my page on contacting the dead. I've got a seance. I've got a seance that you may want to listen to. I know I posted that somewhere, but I'm such a 19th century guy. I'm ready to go on the street, and hand out pamphlets. That's how old-fashioned I am. So let's do this. The cards are shuffled. The calls are waiting. I'm ready to go. We're going to ring a bell now 3 times to declare sacred space in which we will operate on the occult level and look through the magical window of the tarot. And I will pull back the curtain on the magical window for Gabby in Meridian, Texas. Hi, Gabby. You are on with Reverend Elliot. Gabby, are you there? Did we lose Gabby in Meridian, Texas? or is the...
Hello.
Gabby. Oh, hi, Gabby. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot. How are you doing tonight?
I'm just fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. I look forward to this every week. This is the highlight of my week, which gives you a rough idea of where my life is, right? I love this. I love what comes afterwards because I hear from people all over the world. I mean, it's amazing how many people from all over the world contact me. So, Gabby, what can I look at for you?
Yes, sir. Yes, I wanted a reading because I'm currently pregnant right now. It's my first child.
Okay, congratulations. If congratulations are in order, I mean, and let's shuffle up the cards. And I'm willing to bet that something is going to come up directly relating to this. So let's just see what we have here. Well, now this is good. Now I may be stretching a little bit, but I'm going to say that this relates to having a child, which is the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is about a new love coming into your life. Now, what else could that be, right? I mean, on many levels it's possible, but I see that as a new love coming into your life, being the child. After that is the Fool. Now, that doesn't mean you're being foolish. In tarot lore, the Fool is the best card in the deck. I almost never get that card in my readings, and I don't even know that I ever got it when I had a reading of my own. But the Fool card means the person who is the beloved of God. If there were any negative cards in this reading, that would wipe it out. That would erase all the negativity. So we can continue. But it is definitely going to be a good reading. Okay, so it's highly positive. The next card is the High Priestess, and that's a fascinating card because that relates to what I was talking about this time of the year, which is that the veil between this world and the next gets thinner and thinner, and the High Priestess is the woman who can see behind the veil and knows the secret. You're a very spiritual person, is what that card means. That's followed by the Moon. You see that the cards know. That's followed by the Moon. And the Moon is, I almost never get, and regular listeners will, that you don't even remember the last time I had the Moon card for a reading. The Moon is about the unconscious mind, not the subconscious, but the unconscious. And there's a really deep, significant difference between them, like on a Freudian level. And I haven't got a clue what it is. I don't remember at all. But I know that there's a difference between the subconscious and the unconscious. I think the subconscious mostly tries to sabotage us. But the unconscious mind is what comes in your dreams and communicates with you in your dreams. So I'm saying that what you should do is take a look at your dreams and keep a journal, because something very interesting is coming up in your life. That changes everything, being a mom, right?
Yes.
So this is coming. There's nothing, you got no bad signs here whatsoever. Everything is just really good. Now, the next card I think you're going to like, and it's the 10 of coins. Now, coins generally relate to money, but the 10 has a deeper significance, and you can tell by looking at most decks what it is. It has to do with, are you ready for this? children,
yes,
and parents and children and grandchildren and great grandparents and lineage, and it's like that you are adding to the line from which you come, and this child is going to be, let me put it this way. I'm only partially joking when people ask me how old I am, and I tell them I'm about 3 billion years old, and so are you, and so will your child will be too, because that's how old our DNA is. Our DNA is the original DNA, I mean, from the first little thing that had DNA blooping around in a pond somewhere, we are still carrying that DNA. It's just like there's the water in the world is the same water that was here 10 billion years ago or whatever, because life didn't start until about 3 billion years. But that water is the original water. You can't change it. You can't add to it. You can't subtract from it. And our DNA is our line. It's who we are. And you are now part of that succession. And that relates to, and this is why the high priestess is important, because you as a spiritual person who can see between, behind that world, the veil from this world to the next world, this child is arousing the interest of your ancestors. You see what I'm saying? And they will communicate with you on an unconscious level. Now, I'm going to leave you with one other card, because we know this is going to be a good reading, because the Fool is there, and that means it's a dull reading, because it's going to be all kinds of wonderful, good stuff coming your way. The Star. The Star is the card I'm going to leave you with. The Star is a card of hope and optimism. And that means good stuff coming. And here's the deal with the Star. I'm looking at the Hanson Robert deck now, and a lot of tarot decks have this. There's a woman in the Star card, and behind her is a tree. And on the tree, sitting on a branch, is a bird. And that bird signifies the soul of a child about to be born. See, when people ask me if they're going to have a child or not, and that card comes up, I say yes. And there it is. So yes, this is definitely what you are doing puts you firmly in the whole line of succession in your family. And it is, and from what I'm seeing on the other side, these cards are showing me that there are spirits on the other side who are really eager about this. And I have one more card, which is the Ten of Cups. That's another card that shows a family and children and happy children. And we don't have traditional families all the time these days, but children are children, and there are children in this card. Yeah. So you have the Ten of Coins, which has a child in it. You have the Ten of Cups that has a child in it. And these are all happy cards. And you have the ten of you have the Star card, which has a child in it, a spirit, and the High Priestess, and the new love coming into your life, and the Two of Cups, and the Moon. So remember, I would suggest that while you're expecting the child, keep a dream journal, because there are entities who are related to you and concerned about you and care about you. These are good. There's nothing bad in this reading. Who are going to want to get in touch with you, and they do it through dreams, and they're going to be very active in the next month or so.
So is it the ones from heaven are the ones that are trying to talk to me in my dream?
It's going to be, heaven, Summerland, call it what you will. It's the people on the other side who are good. Remember, as I said, there's nothing bad in this reading, because the Fool is there. I mean, if I saw something about, like, let's say, an evil influence from the other side, I would tell you. I'd be very clear about that. But no, what I'm getting is all... Go ahead.
Because I was actually really scared, because my mother-in-law, she told me that I would never have kids, but she would make sure that the evil would get me, and that's what I'm so worried about.
What a nice person. Let me tell you what to do. You contact me off the air if you want at asktarot@earthlink.net, and I will send you... I'm not selling you anything, but there's some things to buy. You're not going to be buying them from me if you want them. I'll show you where to get them at the least expensive price, and I'll show you things you can do free, that not to get back at somebody, but to take their own negativity and send it back to them, and just get it out of your life. Okay? One of the things that you can do is a road opener kit, which I'll show you where you can get some road opener stuff very inexpensively. Road openers I happen to love, because they help us magically get rid of obstacles in our lives. At least that's what they say they do, and in my experience, it's happened. So what more is there than that? But you can get like a return candle that returns the energy to the sender. You won't be doing anything that's against your principles. You won't be doing anything. You won't be doing anything bad to this person. You'll just be sending back what they send you. You know, it's like hot foot powder, which I had a problem with a neighbor who was just really annoying, and I put hot foot powder at my doorstep, and she never could cross that. She never could get in. So there you go, you know. So these are tried and true folklore remedies and things to do. And I'm the easiest person around to find. You can get me at asktarot@earthlink.net. This goes for everybody listening. You can go to my website, magic-works.com, magic-works.com. Go to the contact form. You go to mojoacademy.org and go to the contact form there. You go to askoneradio.com. You'll find a way to contact me there. I would be the worst fugitive on the planet. So do that, and I will be more than happy to show you how you can bounce that energy back, because I'm seeing all goodness here for you. You deserve it, and we're just going to, I don't think that your mother-in-law can harm you, but let's just play it safe and get rid of that stuff. Just like holding a mirror up to Count Dracula, you know, you send that energy back. So you contact me if you'd like, and I will definitely be sure to give you some help on that. In fact, that's something that I want to do. I'm going to add a page on my website about that. Now that you mention it, I got like 90-something pages there, and I keep thinking of more. And now you just reminded me that I'm pretty sure I don't have anything on sending back energy and positive energy to fight negative energy, because that's the way to go, positive energy. So you do that, okay, Gabby?
Okay, thank you so much.
And congratulations, and don't let negative people wear you down. That's what they live for. But we'll show you positive energy. So you did the right thing listening to Ask One Radio, which is a very positive energy in itself. We'll communicate, okay?
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
And let's shuffle up the cards. You know, that is funny. I'm pretty sure. I think they're very confident, right? I got so many pages at my site. I don't know that I have a page about returning negative energy. And let's face it, folks. This world is full of negative energy. You know, there are people out there who are not the nicest folks in the world. And I'm very firm about this with folks. One of the things I don't like to hear, it's just a personal thing with me, is people putting themselves down, even as a joke, because it's really never a joke. I tell them one thing. There are enough people in this world who are more than happy to put you down, and more than happy to squelch any creativity in you, and more than happy to tell you that you're just not good enough. Why would you want to do their job for them? Okay? That's all you need to know. Don't be concerned. You know, there is a page at magic-works.com that I want everyone to look at. It's called You Are the Best. Okay, that's the last page on that menu at the top of it. It says, You Are the Best. I want you to look at that, and I want you to absorb it, because in the tens of thousands of years that humanity has existed, there has never been anyone like you. Keep that in mind. Don't let people put you down, and don't do their job for them. Don't put yourself down. That's a whole other topic we'll get into sometime. And I'll show you how you can use magic and tarot to reinforce your positive energy. Sharon in Washougal, Washington is next. Hi, Sharon. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Sharon. How are you tonight?
Good.
Well, let's see if we can make that a little better. How's that?
Okay.
What would you like to look at?
I was wondering, are you a medium?
Well, I will not classify myself as a medium, only because I'm so well done, and that's rare. Okay, next. No, wait a minute.
Now my next.
Go for this. But what I can do is I can look at the cards and see if there's any messages coming through from someone who has passed, if you'd like to do that.
Oh no, I have a question. I don't get along with my son-in-law, and it's interfering with me visiting my grandkids. And I'd like to know what is his problem. We've had arguments and nothing seems to get solved. And I got along with him before, but after.
Has this changed since the grandchild was born?
Since they got legally married, he'd become like more like mentally controlling, you know.
Okay. I'm going to look at that marriage and see what I can find. Okay.
And yeah, his name's Corbett.
Okay, we don't need that, but I'm going to see what I can find here. These are interesting cards because they're happy and then they're not happy, and they're easy and then they're difficult. I'm seeing a relationship that is, well, here's the Knight of Cups, for instance. The Knights is one of the court cards. It's a knight with a K, like on horseback, and that's the key to the knight, is that it's on horseback, and the cups are about relationships and romance and and emotion. So I'm seeing a very up and down, unstable relationship right now. That's the first thing. I also see the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is like perfected happiness, so there's a possibility for happiness. This is what's confusing to me. This is why I'm glad the Knight of Cups is there, because the Ten of Cups is followed by the Nine of Swords, which is great sorrow and sadness. Now, I got this card here that I tell you is perfected happiness, and it's followed by grief and sadness. The Seven of Rods is about a person who is beset by other people. The person is in a good position to push that aside, but nevertheless, it's not fun to have people coming after you all the time. The World is a card of success. Then I have, the Knight of Cups is there. The Sun is a card of healing. The Judgment card is a card of rebirth. So I'm seeing that there's a possibility that this can work out, that this can be made better. What I'm getting, though, is that this is not a very stable marriage, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's not. It's just it's up and it's happy and it's angry and it's sad and it's joyous and it's sad and it's joyous and it's competitive. I'm seeing all kinds of things going on there. So I think that his attitude towards you is almost the least of it. It's almost indicative of the problems in other areas. But there's such potential for happiness here, and yet it keeps getting driven away. Now, that's not you doing. Remember, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at that marriage. It's
right, and there's a lot my daughter won't tell me. I know.
Well, that's difficult. I know, because it's like she's leading two different lives. There's one life that was her life with you, and now there's another life. All I can tell you from what I'm seeing now is that there's such great potential for happiness in that marriage, but it's up and down and up and down, and maybe it's the how old is the grandchild?
There's 3 of them.
Oh, okay, so it's been a while, and this is not new.
7,
Okay.
5, and 2.
Okay, so I'm seeing that what I'm seeing is people under a lot of stress. That's what I'm seeing. I'm looking at him now, right? And I'm looking, and I'm seeing I'm seeing cards of a stressed out person. The Strength card, that's a person who really needs to hold it together. The Two of Swords, that's a person who doesn't know which way to go, that doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing. And the Eight of Cups is a person who's thinking about going away. So that doesn't mean that I don't think he's going to or not. I can't judge that. But I'm seeing that that's on his mind, is going away. The Tower is here. That's a card of sudden upheaval and change. There's sadness. You see, now I'm not looking at the marriage. I'm looking at him now, and I'm seeing sadness. that I'm seeing, does he strike you as a sad person?
He's kind of gloomy. If you're around him, it just feels like there's a dark cloud over him.
Oh man,
And,
so let me tell you
being
something. The card that I've got that made me ask you that question has dark clouds on it. It's the Three of Swords, and it's a heart pierced by three swords, and there's tears, which is the rain, and the backdrop is nothing but dark clouds. That's the way the Three of Swords is projected in the Hanson Roberts tarot deck. So you said gloomy and clouds, just as I was looking at a picture of clouds. So these cards are connecting with you.
it was really odd when the boy was born. He was angry and kind of jealous because the baby was born on his birthday.
Oh wow! And that's not the most mature thing in the world. So
right, that was disturbing to me because he doesn't really have to like me, but I was worried for the grandchild's upbringing.
I can see that. And I'm just seeing somebody who, and now I'm not saying he is an emotionally unstable person. What I'm seeing is at this moment he's feeling emotionally unstable. Let me put it that. I want to be very clear about that. I don't like using "is" with people to label them like that. But I think he's going through. And I think seriously that because I have the Six of Swords, which is about person going from here to there, in a boat,
right.
Literally getting from where they are to where they want to be. I mean, I'm seeing a person who is between the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords is seriously thinking of leaving. However, the next card, remember I told you it's tempestuous, is the Four of Rods. And that's about a happy home. And there's enough there that may keep him happy and make him happy. He's not a happy person and he needs happiness. He needs that happiness. And I think he needs to find out that the happiness doesn't come from other people. And certainly unhappiness doesn't come from a baby being born on your birthday,
Right.
So I can't go too deeply into this now. I mean, this is the kind of thing that if we did a private reading, I could spend 20 minutes with you and do it, and we could really dig deep. But at the moment, I don't even know that that's necessary. I'm just seeing somebody. First of all, I'm seeing a confirmation of what you see. So, like, if you tell me that I think he's gloomy and I got nothing but happy, shiny cards, I'd have to wonder if it's you know what I mean? But the fact that you mentioned literally mentioned clouds as I was looking at storm clouds on the Three of Swords card, this is what I like about tarot. This is telling me that it isn't you, it's him. And he's unstable. He's feeling unstable now. You may have to, I am sure you did this. This is not going to be news. It's about swallowing your pride and doing what's best for the children and for your daughter. And I know that you've felt that. I know that you've done that.
Right.
Because I don't get this, and I don't think the people listening get this sense either. I don't get the sense that you take this personally. I don't think this has anything.
I wanted us to at least be decent for the sake of the kids. But since he's kind of jealous of them, I worry how they're being treated, because I'm not there. I live in another state and, I live far from them.
I'm going to leave you with one card. I pulled one card that I think is going to be very good, and it's a good sign. And I think it'll work out because, like I said, he's 1 minute he thinks of leaving, the next minute he thinks about what a happy home he's got, so he sees what's good and he knows what he needs to do. And maybe it's a time not to be selfish. But I see the Sun is the card I want to leave you with. I wanted to pull a card to wrap it all up. And the Sun is the card of health and healing and growth. And there's a baby on that card. There's sunflowers and babies. So I think there's tremendous potential for him to see the light in order to make almost a pun on the Sun card. But I think he could. But the important thing is that the cards are showing me when we look at him and at the state of the marriage that it isn't you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. If you want any more, let me know. If you want to look at this any deeper, we can go into that. We can discuss that. My email is, and this again goes for everybody listening, is asktarot@earthlink.net, or you can contact me. What does that mean? You can contact me through magic-works.com, magic-works.com. Okay, thank you very much, Sharon, and the best of luck with this. And these cards show a great possibility of it working out really well. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for calling. Bye-bye now. And we'll shuffle up the cards again. You're listening to Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on the Ask One Radio Network. This is me, Reverend Elliot, speaking the obvious. We get together every week to do this, and I'd like to keep it going. So there. And you can keep it going by contacting me anytime at asktarot@earthlink.net. That's the first email I check out of all the emails that we accumulate in our lifetime. There's always one favorite, and Ask Tarot is my favorite because I got that as soon as I started doing this show. Started doing the show at the tail end of 2011. Can you imagine that? We just celebrated the 300th show. This is like the 303rd show, maybe the 304th. I lost track. It's so confusing to me that these numbers. I mean, it's just wow. Turn around and it's 300 and something shows. You can hear the 300th show if you want. If you're a glutton for punishment, you go to my website, magic-works.com, and there's a link there to show number 300. It says. But take a look at that. Take a look at my website because you'll see all kinds of stuff, and you'll see things that will help you out. MojoAcademy.org is something I want to mention also because that's the book arm of the publishing arm of the Reverend Elliot conglomerate. How do you like that, right? It's just, I know that, what's his name? What was it? Frank Zappa, that's the first sign that I'm getting old and old and old, right? So begin every sentence with, what was that guy's name? Frank Zappa, he started his own record label, and the motto of the company was just what the world needs, another record company. And then he went into publishing, and the motto was just what the world needs, another conglomerate. And hey, that's how I feel. Eric in Geneva, Ohio is on next. Hi, Eric. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight?
Not too bad. Pretty good, actually.
Oh, excellent. What can I look at for you, Eric?
I've had some of my very close relatives pass away over the years, and I'm wondering how my grandmother's doing, my late father-in-law, and anybody else who has anything to say. I'm just very curious, especially about her, my grandmother.
Okay, let me answer first by saying this, that while you started to tell me what you wanted to look at, the Judgment card came up, and the Judgment card is one of the few cards I look for if somebody asks me to look at some afterlife readings. So we're right on the ball here, okay? This is perfect. Let's see if I can divine the message, okay? The Six of Swords is here. That means those are people who, the Six of Swords is about moving, getting from here to there. And, that's a big move, is going to another plane of existence. And the next is the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is perfected happiness. The Four of Rods, that's another one. That's a happy home. What I'm seeing now so far is these people you're asking about, if there's any kind of a message, it's that they're happy. Here's the High Priestess. That's one of the other cards I look for if somebody asks me to look into an afterlife reading. I don't know what to say other than, it's looking so good. Here's the Death card. Okay, now that's three cards out of, there are several cards that I look for in an afterlife reading, and each of these, you got it. It's the Death card, the Judgment card, and the High Priestess card. So I know we're on the right track. What I'm seeing is the Six of Swords, symbolically, people have crossed over. The Ten of Cups and the Four of Rods means they're happy. There's no suffering.
Awesome.
Now, here's an interesting card in this context. I had it earlier in a different context. It's the Ten of Coins. The Ten of Coins is about lineage. It's about ancestors. And it's like the old Chinese expression, they say that the person has joined their ancestors. And that's what I'm seeing, is that these people are in, as they would have said in the 19th century, they're wrapped in the bosom of their family. and they're with the people who they belong with. And I'm just seeing happiness and joy all through it. Now, there's nothing happy and joyous about it here for us who stay behind, but the message I'm getting is the message I'm getting is that we're happy, we're doing well, we're doing okay. The Six of Cups is an interesting card too. That's a card of nostalgia in a sense. It's about people in your past, and it tells me that they're with people who themselves had passed, who they missed. So I'm seeing happy.
It's been about 15 or 16 years since my grandmother passed. My grandmother was actually taken prematurely by my mother and my aunt. She was very ill, and she had some mental problems, and they overdosed her to force her to pass to make things easier on themselves, which I didn't agree with. I just wanted to make sure she was ready to go when she went.
Well, I'm not seeing anything here like if there's any resentment or anger or residual anger at all, I don't see it. I will tell you this, just after you told me that, I got a card. I got this card earlier for someone too. But in the context of what you said, yeah, it fits. It's the tower struck by lightning, and that is about something sudden and unexpected happening to you. That changes everything. And so yeah, I'm getting a confirmation that is how it happened. And yet I'm still seeing cards of happiness.
Wow.
Cards of solitary and
awesome.
enjoyment. Cards of enjoyment with who they are and who they're with, So I think overall it's good. It's fascinating that I got the tower struck by lightning as you were telling me about that. That happened to my grandmother too, by the way. I ought to tell you is that my mother didn't do it, but she was in the room and a nurse hooked up. This was in the 70s, and things were a little more primitive medically. Hooked up an IV bottle, and like that, it just drained instantly into my grandmother's body, and she died. Now, my mother was horrified by that because she didn't know if it was an accident or if it was deliberate, because my grandmother was suffering a great deal. But my mother always took it as a sign that it was the best thing. So who knows? Towards the end of my grandmother's life, she was having literal conversations. This was in the 1970s. She was having conversations with her husband who had died in 1925. So.
Oh, wow.
That led me, and she was saying to my mother who had come to visit her, she said, "Your father says, why aren't you looking at him? Why are you ignoring him?" Now, my mother was a little girl. She barely knew her father, but she sure missed him. And that was freaky. And, I've had, I've been interested in this kind of stuff since then, in this whole stuff about the survival of the spirit and what happens. So.
Right, my father-in-law he had cancer, and he was fighting it, and he didn't have a DNR, but our family claims he did, and they took him prematurely. Is he okay with that, or is he upset about it, or did he go peacefully?
Let me take a look, and then I've got to move on. And just for those who don't know what you're referring to, it's a do not resuscitate order, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let's see. Let's shuffle them up, and let's see what we get here.
Thank you.
Well, that's a little obvious. It's first I got the death card, so that's pretty obvious, and the sun again. That's this card of healing and health and happiness. So I guess he's okay with it.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. And I will light a candle tonight for all the people who you hold dear who have passed. How's that?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Be well. Bye-bye now.
Oh, you too, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. And we'll shuffle up the cards. This is the kind of thing I always say to people. I'm a little shy about doing these kind of readings, but I'll do them if I get at least one of several cards. But I got three in that one. I got the Judgment card, I got the Death card, I got the High Priestess card, and those are cards that relate on a symbolic level to all of that stuff. There's a wonderful book, by the way, about mediums that it's the book of the month, if I recall, or maybe that was last month over at mojoacademy.org. But it's a very popular book for some reason among the books that you will find at mojoacademy.org. Gift season is coming up, and this might be a good time to take a look at the books and the audio and the video over at mojoacademy.org, because they're not your usual holiday gifts. These are life-changing things. How to Operate Your Brain by Dr. Timothy Leary. Now, there's a mind blower, but it's cool, you know. And then there are books like Hunches. I love that book, Hunches. But the book I was mentioning was How I Discovered My Mediumship. If you know anybody who has mediumistic tendencies and they're hurt by that, because it's difficult to grow up with that. You know, you're hearing voices and things like that. And naturally, science will say, well, obviously this woman is crazy, you know. But no, it may be hearing things leaking from that world to this, you know, and check it out. Please, just, you know, take a look, because I know you'll find something there that'll interest you. mojoacademy.org. And there are books there that I've written. There are books there that I didn't write, but I wrote the introduction to. And there are books there that I don't have a darn thing to do with other than they're sold there. And some of them are really good. Right now, this week I sent out copies of How I Discovered My Mediumship. I sent out copies of, this is one of my favorite. It's a strange little book that I wrote, called Bending Spoons with Your Mind and Other Miracles of Mind Power. So check these things out, because they broaden our understanding of who we are, and they show us that there are many things that we can do that, hey, the bell rang. I'm going to go out and come out fighting, right? I've known enough ex-boxers in my life that when they hear a bell, just back up, you know. Or if they say, let me show you what I did to that guy in round 4, back up, because they will show you. In the most graphic way possible. But, yeah, I've known some interesting pugilists in my time. Well, see what you get when a bell rings. Tony in Georgia, in Auburn, Georgia. Hi, Tony.
Yes.
You're on with Reverend Elliott. Hi, how are you tonight, Tony?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. Let's see if we can get you to be a little better than just okay. How's that? What would you like to look at?
What's my choices?
Anything you want. I mean, when not playing Jeopardy. You don't need a category here. Just whatever you want.
Just life in general.
Okay. Well, let's see what we got here. Well, I've got the 3 of Rods is an interesting card here. That is a card of partnership, of working with somebody and getting something done with somebody. The 4 of Cups, that's a card of there's some opportunities that are coming your way that you haven't seen yet. That's worth knowing. That's good. The Star tells me that your life will be hopeful and optimistic, and that's always a good thing, because we don't want cards that are sad when we're looking at the nature of our lives. You know, that's not what we really want. The Wheel of Fortune is here, and that tells me that there's a situation in your life now that's about to change. Now, the next question is, are things going to change for the better or for the worse? And the Fool card, yeah, I got that earlier today, and I got that in the first call, and now here it is in the last call. And I say to people, I rarely get that card, but there it is. I think that I'm laughing because I'm about to tell you what the Fool means, and I get a card that means the same thing just about. The Fool is a card of the beloved of God, is how the gypsies say it. You're being watched over. You're being protected. The 10 of Cups is about great happiness. It's the perfection of happiness. So I see that these cards just show me that there's good things coming in your life. You're waiting for some good things to happen. You deserve good things to happen, and they're coming. It's just there's some of the opportunities you just don't see yet. That's the 4 of Cups.
Okay.
But the Star tells me that there's great hope and optimism in your life. The Wheel of Fortune tells me a situation, whatever it is, you don't have to go into it now if you don't want to, but something in your life is going to change radically, and it's going to really improve your life. A great deal. A great deal. I have the Judgment card here. The Judgment card, which can mean one of 2 things, depending on the cards around it. But I'm going to read it this way, meaning that you're going to get what you deserve. And it's going to be good.
Okay.
Okay?
Well,
so
that's good.
So is there anything in particular you want to explore? I've got a couple of minutes left.
My family.
Oh, family. Okay, well, I'm getting tired of this wonderful happy card showing up today. This is the third or fourth time. The sun, that's a card of health and healing and growth and happiness. If there's any strife and trouble in your family, I think that it's going to be healed up and it's going to work out well because the sun is a card of happiness and growth and healing. So I think that that's a good way to go. Let me put it this way. My cards here show me that you are about to enter a new period in your life. It's a new beginning. Now, a lot of stuff is changing for a lot of people. I mean, the world is different now than it was, let's say, in March. You know that. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And the question is how we deal with that and how we face it. There are two cards here, at least, that indicate that you're about to enter a new phase in your life. And the Six of Rods I just pulled, and it's a very successful and happy phase of your life. So, out of misery can come goodness. And there's an opportunity that's coming your way. You just don't see it yet. It's probably close by you. And you're going to take advantage of that. It'll probably involve working with somebody else. And you will come out of this. You'll come out of this a new you. This is a very dark period of time for a lot of people, and yet it's not. It's going to lead to light for you.
Okay.
So I think you should keep that in mind. When things start looking gloomy, just remember this reading, and you don't even have to remember it. You can go to AskOneRadio.com and go to the archive and listen to the September 23rd show, and you will hear. You can also find it at my website for the next week. But that's it. I've got to get out of here. I've got to run. But I think that you are entering what amounts to a new dawn in your life. The stuff that you don't like is going to be left behind, and you're going to be getting good stuff. How's that?
That's good. That's about time.
Yep. Now the thing is, with the Three of Rods, that indicates abundance and success. Working with somebody else. You won't be doing it alone.
Okay.
I'll have a partner in this. So keep an eye out for that, all right? I got to run.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much for calling. Bye-bye now.
All right.
And folks, bye-bye. That's it. We've come to the end of another scintillating episode of Reverend Elliot's Magical Window, and we leave him hanging from the suspension bridge between two cliffs. Oh, wait a minute. That's Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones. Sorry. I got carried away. There's a new Indiana Jones movie coming out. I understand it's called Raiders of the Lost Ark, AARP. So, hey, it was either that or Raiders of the Broken Hip. I don't know. It's that being cruel. I'm an old person myself. I'm allowed to make fun of old people. So there. Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of those things that looks funnier in writing. So trust me. Write it down and show it to people. Here's how you get in touch with me, folks. If you want to have a reading and hear what is coming up in your life, and I highly recommend doing it, especially now, in times of change like this and chaos, and we've got doctors and we've got politicians, and none of them really know what's going on. One minute you hear do this, and then you hear don't do that, and then you hear this number is up and that number is down, and then you hear, so just, I want you to remember that newspapers, for instance, and I used to own a newspaper. I say used to, but because I don't know that I'm going to continue doing that. Like I said, it's a time of change. That media, for the most part, exists to scare the hell out of us. That's how they get customers. Oh gosh, I got to tune in to see what's going on now. Don't buy it. Don't buy the fear. Don't buy any fear. Don't listen to any news stories that have the word could in the headline. Okay? Keep that in mind. Ignore all news stories. This is professional journalism advice, by the way. Ignore all news stories that end with a question mark in the headline. Because Betteridge's Law of Headlines, look for the website on Betteridge's Law. Betteridge's Law of Headlines says that any headline that ends with a question mark can be answered by the word no. So there you go. Try it out. I guarantee you tomorrow, if you spend some time looking at news online and look at newspapers, you'll see it. You'll see question marks. Could he be doing this? So forget it. Well, I will catch you next week. Until next week, this is Reverend Elliot saying, remember, time flies It's up to you to be the navigator. Bye-bye now.